ASAP Rocky's devastating news with RiRi. The morning sunlight streamed through the massive windows of the Beverly Hills mansion, casting warm golden streaks across the marble floors. Normally, the house felt alive, music humming softly from the speakers, laughter echoing down the hallways, the quiet buzz of creativity that always surrounded Rihanna and ASAP Rocky whenever they were together. But today, the mansion felt unusually quiet. Too quiet. Rocky stood alone on the balcony, staring at the endless skyline of Los Angeles. The city sparkled in the distance, but his eyes were unfocused. In his hand was his phone. A message sat on the screen, a message that had changed everything. Behind him, the glass door slid open. "Rocky?" Rihanna's voice was soft but curious. She stepped onto the balcony wearing a silk robe, her hair loosely tied back. Even without makeup, she radiated the kind of presence that filled any room she walked into. But today, she immediately noticed something was wrong. Rocky hadn't even turned around. "Babe," she said again, stepping closer. Still nothing. He exhaled slowly, heavy, like the weight of the world sat on his shoulders. Finally, he turned, and the look in his eyes made Rihanna's heart skip. "What happened?" she asked. Rocky ran his hand through his braids, pacing slowly across the balcony. I didn't want you to hear this from anyone else," he said quietly. Rihanna's stomach tightened. Those words were never good. She crossed her arms, trying to steady herself. "Rocky, you're scaring me," he swallowed. Then he held up the phone. "The call came this morning." Her eyes narrowed. "What call?" Rocky hesitated. For a moment it seemed like he might not say it. But then the words came out, and once they did, there was no taking them back. "My label just told me the entire album rollout is canceled." Rihanna blinked. "Canceled?" Rocky nodded slowly. "The tour too." Her eyes widened. "That's impossible. You've been working on that album for almost 2 years." "I know. Millions of dollars have already gone into it." "I know." She stepped closer. "So why would they cancel everything?" Rocky's voice dropped. "They say it's not the right time." Rihanna scoffed. "That's the weakest excuse I've ever heard." But Rocky didn't smile. Instead, he looked down. "They're blaming the controversy." The word hung in the air like thunder. Rihanna's face hardened. "You mean the media drama?" Rocky nodded. "Investors are nervous. They think sponsors will pull out. And so they just destroy your entire project?" "Pretty much." Rihanna stared at him in disbelief. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then suddenly, Rihanna turned away. Her hands gripped the balcony railing. Her voice trembled. "That album was your heart." Rocky nodded. "I know. You stayed up nights working on those songs." "I know. You missed family dinners, holidays, studio sessions until 4 a.m. "I know." Her voice cracked slightly. "And now they just throw it away?" Rocky looked out at the city again. "They think it's safer." The silence that followed felt heavier than any argument. But then, something unexpected happened. Rihanna laughed. Not a happy laugh. A dangerous one. Rocky looked at her carefully. "Ri?" She turned slowly, and there was fire in her eyes. "They think they can cancel you?" Rocky shrugged. "Technically, they just did." Rihanna shook her head. "Oh no." She walked back inside the house with purpose. Rocky followed her. "What are you doing?" She grabbed her phone from the kitchen counter. Her fingers moved quickly. Text. Call. Another text. Rocky raised an eyebrow. "Ri?" She looked up. "You know what they forgot?" "What?" She smiled slightly. "They forgot who you're married to." Rocky blinked. "What does that mean?" Her grin widened. "It means we don't need them." Rocky folded his arms. "You're talking about independent release?" "I'm talking about something bigger." He tilted his head. "How big?" She walked to the massive home studio down the hall. The door swung open. Inside sat millions of dollars of equipment, custom speakers, recording booths, mixing boards, everything an artist could ever need. Rihanna turned to him. "Bigger than their label." Rocky slowly started to understand. "You want to drop the album ourselves?" Rihanna nodded. "Tonight." Rocky's jaw dropped. "Tonight?" She shrugged. "Why wait?" "The marketing plan." "Forget the marketing plan." "The rollout strategy." "Forget it." "The press tour." "Forget them." Rocky laughed nervously. "You're serious?" Rihanna stepped closer. "Dead serious. They tried to destroy your moment." Her voice grew stronger. "So, now we create a bigger one." Rocky stared at her. "You think people will support it?" Rihanna smirked. "Rocky." She opened social media. Millions of notifications instantly flooded the screen. "People love you." Rocky leaned over her shoulder. Fans everywhere were already talking. Rumors about the canceled album had started spreading online, and the reactions? Anger, support, millions of fans demanding the music anyway. Rocky looked stunned. They're on our side, Rihanna nodded. They always were. Then she grabbed a chair and sat at the mixing board. Now come on. Rocky blinked. What? She pointed to the studio microphone. Finish the album. Rocky laughed. You're insane, she shrugged. Probably. Then she leaned forward. But imagine this headline tomorrow. Rocky folded his arms. What headline? Rihanna grinned. ASAP Rocky drops surprise album after industry betrayal. Rocky burst out laughing. You're a genius, obviously. He stepped into the recording booth, put on the headphones, took a deep breath, and then, for the first time that day, he smiled. Outside the studio, Rihanna watched proudly, because devastating news sometimes created legendary moments. And somewhere in the world, millions of fans were about to witness the biggest surprise release in music history. All because one powerful couple refused to let the industry decide their fate. And the night?